We're going to look at another example of a problem. And here we are going to dissect the problem, look for the clues, and figure out a plan on how we will solve the problem on Monday. So it says Charlie and Madison each have a collection of LOL dolls. Charlie has 52 in her collection. Maddie has 28 in her collection. Charlie received 14 more dolls for her birthday and Christmas. How many more dolls does Charlie have than Madison? Okay, so we're going to read it one more time. Charlie and Madison each have a collection of LOL dolls. Charlie has 52 in her collection. Madison has 28 in her collection. Charlie received 14 more dolls for her birthday and Christmas. How many more dolls does Charlie have than Madison? So again, we can see now that the problems are becoming a little bit more complex. And we also can see it's a little bit more reading. So again, let's not get scared or terrified because we see that our word problems are a little bit more lengthier than the ones that we have been working on early this week. We're going to take it sentence by sentence and dissect each sentence and use whatever information that we need to help us plan for how we're going to solve our problem. So we're going to go to the next slide. And we are going to first highlight any clues that's going to help us to solve our problem. So we're going to focus on the question. And so I'm going to work this one backwards. And the reason why I want to work it backwards is because I want you to understand what the question is asking of us. So the question is saying, how many more dolls does Charlie have than Madison? So I see right now that I am going to compare the dolls that Charlie has to what Madison has. And so here is an action word that lets me know I am comparing. And I like to draw that triangle whenever I see Dan. That's kind of like an alert for me. So my detective senses are going off right now because I know that I am going to compare what Charlie has and what the number of dolls that Madison has. Okay, so let's go back to the first sentence and highlight the information that we know about Charlie. So we know that Charlie has 52 dolls in her collection. And we know that Madison has 28 dolls in her collection. Okay, so I'm going to write that in my understand. So I understand that Charlie has 52 dolls. And I also understand that Madison have 28 dolls. Am I missing any more information? I am. I am. If you're saying yes, you are. I am, because there's some more information here that I am going to need to help me solve my problem. So I also need to include that Charlie received 14 more dolls. So on top of the dolls that she already has, so she already has 52, and now she's going to add how many more to the collection that she already has? She's adding 14 more. Why? Because she received 14 more dolls to her collection. So she's added 14 more dolls to her collection because she received these dolls for her birthday and Christmas. Now, I don't have to highlight birthday and Christmas because it's not that important information. What's most important out of this sentence is that she received 14 more dolls. So this is telling me right in here that I need to add this information. I need to make sure that I include this in my information under understand, because now it's going to change the number of dolls that Charlie has in her collection. So I'm going to write Charlie has 14 more dolls. So I know that Charlie has 52 dolls already in her collection. I know that Madison has 28. I also know that Charlie has 14 more dolls in her collection. So what is my plan? Now I can also include that I am trying to figure out how many more dolls Charlie has than Madison in my understand. But in my plan, I need to make sure that I am representing what Charlie has. And so I know that Charlie has 52, she has 52 dolls. She also has 14 more, which we need to find the total of. And once we find the total of dolls that Charlie has, then we can compare Charlie's dolls to Madison dolls, which is 28. So I need to take this off right here. Okay. So this is what my strip diagram looks like. So what my strip diagram is saying is that these two parts here represent Charlie's dolls. Because remember, she started with 52, and we're adding 14 more to her collection. So what we don't know, and we do have an unknown here. So we do have some unknown information. We do not know her total number of dolls in her collection. We don't know that information. So we have to have a plan to figure out what her total is and then how we're going to compare her dolls to Madison's dolls. So if you're looking for the total, and I'm saying the word total, that should give you a clue that we need to combine 52 and 14. And once we find that total, then we will compare it to Madison's. Let's look at another problem, another example, and we're going to dissect this problem, we're only going to focus on the understand section and plan section of our problem solving board. So our problem reads, Mr. DeBerkey packaged crates of fruit in his warehouses to send to the markets. He packaged 32 crates of bananas. He packaged 47 crates of apples. He packaged 26 crates of oranges. How many more crates of bananas did Mr. DeBerkey package than crates of apples and oranges combined? Whoa! Are you guys blown away right now? We have a lot of information right here. And I know it may seem like, oh, this is so hard. We would never figure it out. We will figure it out. We're going to read. We're going to make sure we read for understanding. We're going to highlight the clues and we're going to focus on what the question is asking us. So I'm going to read it again. It says, Mr. DeBerkey packaged crates of fruit in his warehouses to send to the markets. He packaged 32 crates of bananas. He packaged 47 crates of apples. He packaged 26 crates of oranges. How many more crates of bananas did Mr. DeBerkey package than crates of apples and oranges combined? So I'm going to pause the video here and I want you to pause it right here. And I want you to, before I show you and before I model for you how we're going to dissect the problem, how we're going to identify our action words, and how our action words are going to give us a clue to how we're going to plan and solve for our problem, I want you to first read it again yourself. So you're going to read it by yourself, and then I want you to think about what information Ms. Glod should highlight that is going to help us to answer our question. And read the question more than once to get a clear understanding of what it's asking. So we're going to now highlight important clues or our action words and information in our problem to help us solve and plan for our problem. So we know that Mr. DeBerkey packaged crates of fruit. We know that he packaged 32 crates of bananas. And I always like to highlight the character too. So Mr. Burke is our character in our story. And we know that he also packaged 47 crates of apples and 26 crates of oranges. So our question is asking, how many more crates of bananas did Mr. DeBerkey package than crates of apples and oranges combined? Ding 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 ding. You should hear a lot of action going on right now. I hear some action of how many more. So how many more than telling me that, hey, I'm comparing something. Ding 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 ding. What am I comparing? I am comparing the bananas. Well, Miss God, what are you going to possibly compare the bananas to? Well, I'm comparing the bananas to the apples and oranges. But before I do that, ding, 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 I need to combine. What am I combining? Well, it's telling me right here that I need to combine first the apples and the oranges. And once I combine the apples and the oranges, ding, 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 I am going to compare it to the bananas. Now, how does that look in my problem solving plan? So I'm going to write 32 bananas, and I'm just going to put B for bananas, 47 for apples, and 26 for oranges.